Sometimes we don't choose the war, it chooses us. In the whispers of leaves beneath a sky of falling stars, I found what war takes from the world, but leaves in the heart. This is our story, across time and shadow, across the bamboo veil. They say spies die without names. They vanish like smoke in the jungle air, leaving no trace, no whisper of who they were. But I wasn't ready to disappear, not yet. My mission was simple. Eyes on the trail, report the enemy's movements. The jungle was my shroud, the canopy my shield. I saw the trucks, heavy with their deadly cargo, a serpent winding through the trees. My voice was a low murmur into the radio, sending coordinates into the ether. Then a flash tore through the dusk. Fire bloomed from the trees below. Pain erupted in my shoulder, then my leg. The world tilted, a rush of mud and leaves. Darkness claimed me.
The river sang its quiet song, a lullaby of water over stones. I knelt by its edge, the day's weariness washing away with the current. My hands moved rhythmically, washing clothes, my thoughts drifting to simpler times. Then I saw him. Caught in the reeds, a shadow against the bank, barely a man, barely alive. The war had found its way even here, to our quiet corner of the world. I pulled him from the water, his weight heavy with mud and the burden of his wounds. I hid him beneath the straw in my small hut, a secret whispered only to the night. With trembling hands I cleaned and stitched his torn flesh, praying the fever would pass. The river's song faded, replaced by the fragile rhythm of his breath, a melody of survival against the backdrop of war.
I woke to the gentle scent of rice porridge, a warmth I hadn't known in years. A candle flickered, casting soft light on a woman's face. She sat beside me, her gaze fixed on a faded photograph held in her hands. I knew that look. It was the quiet ache of loss, a language spoken by so many in this land. We shared no words at first, only the silence of shared grief and unspoken questions. She offered me a shirt, worn soft with age, the simple garment of a boy who would never wear it again. I saw the ghost of a smile touch her lips as I took it. Slowly, words found us. I taught her the rough edges of Vietnamese, the simple phrase for gratitude. She taught me the soft curves of Lao, the single, hopeful word for stay. We ate together, the shared meal a fragile bridge between two strangers. One night, the rain drummed against the bamboo walls, a wild symphony outside. We sat close, the small space filled with the scent of damp earth and candlelight. My hand found hers, a hesitant touch. I raised her fingers to my lips, a silent confession of a feeling I had no right to hold. Our foreheads met, just for a moment. There was only breath, the flickering light, and the weight of everything left unsaid. The peace she gave me was a dangerous luxury. It was a fragile bubble in a world determined to shatter it. I saw the boots outside the village, the patrols drawing closer. They were searching, always searching. If they found me here, they would not hesitate. They would take her too. The thought was a cold stone in my gut. I could not let the war claim her, not after she had pulled me back from its edge. My duty was a cruel master, demanding sacrifice. This time, the sacrifice was not just my own. That night, while she slept, I wrote the words I couldn't speak. A simple note in my language, a language she barely knew. But the meaning would be clear. You gave me peace in war. If I stay, they'll take you too. Forgive me. I signed my name, the name I thought I was ready to lose, but which she had somehow given back to me. I placed the note beside her, a silent farewell. In her hand, I left my pendant, a small piece of myself to remember the man she had saved. Then, before the first hint of dawn, I slipped back into the jungle, the place I belonged, leaving behind the only place I had ever truly wanted to stay. Survival is a strange thing. It leaves you standing, but hollowed out. The war ended, but the searching didn't. It led me here, to a place of waiting, of ghosts and shadows. I stood in the food line, the air thick with the smell of dust and uncertainty. Then I saw her. Across the way, a woman with a baby on her hip, standing beside a man who wasn't me. Time stopped. The noise of the camp faded. It was Anya. Her eyes met mine. Recognition, shock. A lifetime of unspoken words passed between us in that single glance. We were older, marked by the years, by the war's long shadow. But it was her. Slowly, her hand went to her blouse. She pulled out something familiar, something I had left behind. My pendant, worn smooth, now on a simple chain around her neck. A silent answer to the note I had left. I fought the sting in my eyes, the ache in my chest. I lowered my gaze, a small nod acknowledging the impossible truth of this moment. She smiled then, a faint, bittersweet curve of her lips. It said everything. It said, I never forgot. The sun bled across the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. I walked alone, the wire fence a stark line against the fading light. One last look back. She stood there, framed by the golden light, a figure etched against the twilight. Her husband stood beside her, oblivious to the silent conversation that had just passed between us. A single tear traced a path down her cheek. Her lips moved, a whisper carried on the wind. Kopjai, bow. Thank you. Then I turned and walked away, disappearing behind a truck, back into the world of shadows, leaving her once more in the light.